Hey, this is Original Rick right here, Delmarva Music Radio, and guess who I got on the phone with me right now? The one and only Jarid Scott Cook of Killa Crush. Jarid, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, what's happening? This is Jarid from Killa Crush. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. From Facebook to YouTube, Instagram. I have 9 albums out, and I promised everybody I'd put them all out in 2 weeks. Well, because of DistroKid, there was a small problem, and we did it actually in probably 3.5 weeks, thanks to Rick Roberts from Delmarva Music Radio. I just want to say the band is Killa Crush, Killa Crush, Crush, and you can search me on any of your favorite music app and find it. And I ask, listen to it and download it, or even just maybe give me a shout or an email or follow me or message me or something and say which one you think might be your favorite song.
You know what you need to do, Jarid? You need to set up a Killa Crush Facebook page so people can like it.
Well, you know what's funny is that my friend Carlos set me up the fan page.
That's one. But you ought to set up one for yourself, too. That would be fun.
Don't mind walking this line if it takes me to the very place that I've been looking for. And I don't mind feeling this way if happiness is swept aside. Just think out loud and know I'd never leave. If you're taking on my love, you started as a friend. Say this for the loud things, put a little trust. See me as a friend. Say this for the loud things. Apologize for now. Must leave. I walk a million miles, think of everyone that smiles at me, while I'm telling them I'm feeling so much peace. They tell me I'm so cool, you're everything I want to be. I sit inside my mind and wonder why. Take a little time, you started as a friend. Look inside the mind and time and find that love would never end. Love me for a while, if you see me as a friend, just remember that's where love begins. As a friend. As a friend. Make it up the top, gonna get the best of things if you're listening.
That would be great.
Just to let everybody know that Jarid here is a friend of mine. So
yes,
we're not
I'm
just...
going to interrupt. Yeah, we've been together for 26 years, Elton John, and it was us. I'm just kidding, but the point is, he's been more than just a friend, and a friend, yes, indeed. Somebody you can call at 3 in the morning and say, hey, man, I need to talk, and, and he's there. And not only does he run his station, he works, he has kids, he's got a wife, he's He's constantly producing and remixing, and what he's remixed and mastered for me is beyond words.
Shh! Don't tell everybody that.
They actually will when they go to listen to Killa Crush and they listen to Jungle Eyes. It's a single, and you can find it at Apple, Spotify, iTunes, whatever your favorite music app.
Any platform. Any platform.
Even YouTube. You're right. And, maybe lend a hand and listen to some of the stuff that Rick produced. And he somehow blended two songs.
Hey, Jared, let's give let me give everybody a little bit of a history lesson here.
Okay,
Jared, I met him, he sent me a song, I'd say about 2.5 years ago. Swinging Johnson's, if I'm not mistaken, it was that one first. And
it's singular though. Yeah, singular. Swinging Johnson, rather. Yeah. Yes.
And I love that jam. And I was like, dude,
thank you.
That's pretty cool. I like that. So
what's funny is David Lee Roth commented on that, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about David Lee Roth in a little bit. But I'm like, dude, and this is 2.5 years ago. I said, Jared, would you like to do an interview with us? His comment to me was, not yet. I'm not ready yet. I want to get everything together first, and I want to punch it out all at once.
Wow.
2020, boom, he dropped it. So that's my little bit of history right there. So I've been working with him for a good part of a while, helping him with his music as well. And this is one hell of a talented person right here. One hell of a dude. So I'm not going to sit there and plead and beg everybody to go out and listen to it. I'm going to tell you, get your ass up and check out Killa Crush. You're not going to be disappointed. You're going to love it. It'll give you that 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s feeling to it. So if you really like that type of music, get your ass up and get it.
Oh, man, you gave a plug like nobody else. And let me tell you something. He's right about that. And the way I would even say remixed, even though it was already mixed down left and right, that would be, in stereo version of a few songs. Somehow he used frequencies and manipulated things and added a drum track to one thing, and these are the things that I made singles that you'd find. And when you listen to a song called Jungle Eyes, it's a single. There's something about it that it's like laser beams that reminds you of Star Wars or something. And there's a song called it works sometimes. Hence,
yes.
And some.
It's a game. Can't you see? Step into your destiny. Think, baby, you having fun. You already won. In other words, everybody cares. Nobody ever really learns. And in prophetic words, in my very own, everybody should stop and stare. Why? doesn't mean a thing. It works sometimes. It works sometimes. It works sometimes. I'm the best of all things. It works sometimes. It works sometimes. It works sometimes. I'm the best of all things. It works sometimes. Well, everybody knows it. I can deal with how I'm coming from. I'm the best of all things. I can give up and I will never be. Never feeling low. I'm the best of all things. It works sometimes. It works sometimes. It works sometimes. I'm the best of all things.
Yeah, and the lyrics are work sometimes it doesn't mean a thing. But the whole thing about that is when you took that song, It Works Sometimes, that one as well, it's just out in space. It's cool. It's like, and I worked with Desmond Child, who produced Christina Aguilera, Leanne Rimes, Michael Bolton, Aerosmith Kiss, and he is the one that originally did It Works Sometimes, and he is the one that also did Jungle Eyes. And Rick, as a producer, production agent, whatever you want to call him, friend, cool person, radio personality, outshined Desmond Child, the biggest producer in the world. Look him up. He produced everybody and everything, including all the famous movies that have, like Toy Story. Everything.
Talking
Desmond
about
Child did it.
stroking my ego. Oh my God.
Well, we can't be porno on here because you can't see anything, but I'm getting excited here. You know?
I hope not too excited, brother.
No, I'm keeping reins.
We're not
I
going to
gotta-
get into our porno talk again, right?
Right. But giving reference to that, it's better to stick it to you than to stick it to yourself.
Oh my God. Jared's a hell of a guy. He'll be here on the East Coast really soon, so hopefully we can get him set up in a couple of places to play. I would love to hear him playing live as well because his music, I do enjoy it. I really
You know
do.
what, Rick, I thank you on that because you said I do everything from like rock to funk to even disco to metal to like a psychedelic to a Beatles type feel. And it's true, you know, and the industry says you can't do that. You're not allowed. You have to be Slipknot, you have to be Metallica, you have to be Van Halen, and that brings up the point about David Lee Roth. Let me forget about Swingin' Johnson, the video as well, and the song that's on.
Well, let's
Killa
get into
Crush.
a little bit of David Lee Roth here.
Okay.
How'd you meet him?
Okay, it's funny. I had a band called Little Mr. Me, and I put it up on Spotify, the rest, everything, as Killa Crush, Addiction to Your Diary. Creepy. You know? It's
Oh,
like,
man.
being addicted to your diary. That's like a girl's worst nightmare, but it's their... Right. You know, and then afterwards you feel guilty, and you're like, oh my God, please forgive me. No, and then you're like, okay, it was karma the
man.
next day when you get a flat tire. But the point is, David Lee Roth, actually, in the day, I was in Los Angeles, and I have 3 locations: Los Angeles, Midwest Arkansas, where my mom lives, and you would not want to go there. And if you want to, you're welcome to take the room I'm in. And also on the East Coast in Berlin, Maryland, close to Ocean City. But when I was in Los Angeles a few years ago, you know, somehow when I was handing out the CDs and so forth of Little Mr. Me, the song Swingin' Johnson, David Lee Roth got a hold of it, and he called from New York, and he said, listen, this is David Lee Roth. I'm calling to tell you I love your music. Keep on swinging. Just keep on doing it. I love it. And it went on from there. I won't go into too much detail because it would take forever because he left a long message. I didn't get the phone call, actually. He left a message. And I even brought it up to him, and he commented, thanks. You know, because I said, I hope your back feels better. Thank you for responding to listening to the music and that you loved Swingin' Johnson, and you said keep on swinging. He goes, I remember that, and thank you, and I haven't heard from him since, and I was like, damn, okay, that's enough. I want you to check my video out now. I was like, yeah, you heard the song, but it's available on YouTube on my Facebook page.
Yeah, it has a David Lee Roth kind of feel to it too.
And you know what's funny is I was trying my best to be Louis. I loved Louis Armstrong, Glenn Miller, and Benny Goodman, the swing stuff. And I was trying to turn the hard rock to swing, so to speak. And I'm more into hard rock than I am metal. Because with hard rock, you can be twisty and turny and kind of like move your guitar like a snake, like you don't have to be like this.
Goes out to whoever's listening, babe.
Charming girls when they're falling asleep. The whole thing. I think that you gotta, if you can move a girl's ass, you win. So at that as well, I shouldn't leak this larceny, but I want to do the song by Donna Summer, "Love to Love You, Baby." Almost Barry White. I want to do it, and Rick agreed to do mixing with it, and either we get in the studio or fly certain people around or in and out. It doesn't matter. But to remake that song,
You know
it
who
will
is
be
an
a hit.
incredible sound guy for you?
Huh.
He's better than me. He'll hands down. Fred Tarr.
Really?
Yes.
Fred
Oh, my-
Tarr?
Fred Tarr. You know what his nickname is, don't you?
No.
Fred Zeppelin.
Fred Zeppelin. Very cool. Very
Yes.
cool name.
Yeah, I think that person would be like really good for your mix downs. He would put me to shame. This guy, he's
Well, you know what? You said he also does live sound, and he also plays as a musician as well, right?
yeah. You should hear one of the episodes where he had a little run-in with Bon Jovi.
Oh God! Wait? Oh, speaking of that, do you know I got a run in with things? I got a call from Ted Templeman. At the time, was the CEO of Warner Brothers. And can you still hear me?
You told me about that.
Yeah. Ted Templeman called me at like 3 a.m. My mother got the phone call and woke me up and said, Ted Templeman's on the phone for you. He got the video. It was funny. Ted Templeman called. He received a video that I had sent to him because he called me and he said, I heard something about you. And Van Halen was looking for a new singer because Gary Sharon that did the song No More Words, which was unbelievably done, and he's incredible. Okay, but he couldn't hit the notes correctly when Sammy Hagar left the band. And Ted Templeman heard what I was doing and said, you could nail it. And I said, well, if you think so, I'd love to. He said, let me get your video to Eddie. And what I heard back from them, and I was waiting in anticipation, was, I was either auditioned or not, but the bottom line was, he said everybody loved it except for Eddie.
Wow.
And then, strangely enough, I was accused of sounding a lot like Eddie. And even people that play guitar, they don't cut me down when they hear the song Swingin' Johnson. They say, you sound like Van Halen. And it's like
Well,
they get
actually,
happy
a lot
about
of
it
people
like that.
haven't heard all your music, so it's like you're a combination of not just one. You could say you're influenced by Van Halen some, but you're not only influenced by Van Halen, you're influenced by a massive amount of artists. That's what makes you,
thank you,
separate from everybody else, because you're a vocalist for one, and I've heard your music. You can go one way or the other direction.
That would be a great song to remake too. One way or the other, Blondie. And I bet you that would fly right now. You know what? You just planted a seed, and thank you, until somebody steals it after they hear this. But otherwise, I'll do Love to Love Your Baby by Donna Summers. Is it Donna Summers or Donna Summer? I don't know which one it is. But
It's Donna Summer.
Summer? Singular,
Summer.
Not plural. Not Summers. Okay.
Not Summers.
That's
Suzanne. Suzanne Summers.
That's another one. Ooh, boy, wasn't she a hottie? She still is.
I used to have her
So,
poster when I was a kid.
Then we had 5 minutes later, back on track. Back with the cardio, big to the track. Then Big Dave, you know I'm like that. Jungle live, I lay you down to sleep. I'll be around next week, ready for round 3, jungle live. Jungle live, you know jungle live. You know who it is, that's right. Pour me another drink.
Oh God, I let that out. Well,
That's
everybody
okay,
else had, Pat
Kiss,
Benatar
Kiss.
and all that. But
Kiss
I
was
had,
the
or
poster.
Kiss or something like that.
Yeah,
I
or-
had Suzanne Summers right above my bed.
Yeah.
12-year-old
what are you
kid
doing in-
looking up. Oh,
Yeah, what are you
God.
doing in your room? Nothing. Leave me alone. I'm just thinking here. I'm just thinking, and-
Are you vacuum
you know,
cleaning? I'm just
Yes.
cleaning my room, Mom.
Right. That's a good thing about a lock on the door. If you're a kid listening, get a lock on your door. You got to get a lock because you might think you're doing the right things at the right time, and then Mom walks in.
This show is
Good job.
all about music. It's about having a good time. It's about us as artists.
Well, Rick, I also noticed that you have how many more artists that you got on there now?
Oh my God. I think we're up to 489. Something like that now. We have 489 artists on the DMR
I gotta tell
now.
you, that's like sickly incredible.
It is.
And-
Well, we started back in 2014, basically, asking people to email their music in. By 2015, we had enough artists to run a few episodes. By the end of 2016, we were already surpassed 50. We got 100, then 150, and it was like, dude, how, what?
It's just, it's cool. You know what it's about? It's the innocence of the whole rock and roll or music in any genre of the aspect of music. It's the innocence, the keeping it real keeping it cool keeping. You know what, Rick, you've got this personality that won't stop and charisma that's amazing, and these people flock to you, and that's why. So my story goes from, well, I was 16 at the time. The lead guitar player in Toy Soldier, and that was a Baltimore band, had the guitar player from the Ravens. Remember the song Raised on the Radio?
I certainly
All-American Boy? Okay. He was the guitar player for that band. His name was Dave Bell. He was in Toy Soldier, and they just spent $150,000 in Sheffield Studios and recorded an album. He quit. They were looking for a guitar player. Long story short, this is a cool one. You got to hear it. Ready? Okay, so now you know the scoop on the band that I'm going to be in. Ready? So I'm 16, and I'm in Ocean City because that's kind of where I'm from. So I put my guitar on like an ass, looking like a jerk, you know, basically. And I go into Scandals because I'm desperate to find a band. I'm about to walk in the back door. I'm 16, well underage, and I'm not interested in drinking or anything. I just want to find a band. So I walk in the back door with my guitar on, strapped on like I'm playing, you know, and I keep walking through the crowd. Everything's cool, and there's a band playing, and the band at that time just got done. It was like, and blood out, good night. So I walk up to the band's lead singer, and I said to him, listen, I play guitar. Can I join your band? And he goes, dude, you know, I've been playing with these guys for like 20 years or something. I could never replace them. But my stage manager has a new project called Toy Soldier he's working on, and he said they need a guitar player. I said, wow. He said, what a coincidence. it was Kicks, the band Kicks. And I'll never forget, he actually introduced me to the guy, and the guy actually listened to me play and called the lead singer, Jeff Chance, and who's a wonderful person and wonderful, talented person as well, and is still going. And I keep on trucking. He's got I don't know what it's called, Cat Studios or something in Nashville now, but nice guy. But at any rate, so I called him, and he said, "We can't see you." I said, "BS, I'll see you in a second. I'm getting in my car with my amplifier, and I'm coming to your manager's place in downtown Baltimore." And I was in Ocean City. So 3 hours later, I show up, and they're peeking out of the window. Like, is this guy crazy? I said, "Get down here." And I'm 16, about to turn 17. And anyway, long story short, the lead singer says, okay, let's be fair. Crash, who is Michael Conrad, he was told to go jam with me in their studio. And this was big time. I mean, it was a full-on record deal. It had major people involved in it. And here comes this stupid-ass 16-year-old saying, "I can do it." And I told this lead singer, "I'll drink stream water and eat grass. I want to do this." And he said, "Well, let's see what Crash says." So they blew me off and figured Crash that was the drummer, would say, "I suck." Crash called them an hour later and said, "Get your ass down here. We got the guitar player. This guy smokes them all." Highly grateful. And I was entered into Toy Soldier and went on tour for almost 4 years straight from the age of 16. So I grew up on tour.
That's an interesting little story right there.
And I also jammed with Kerry Ziegler at the age of 15 with a guy named Chip Butler.
Kerry!
Yeah, Kerry, the great bass player from Crack the
Sky.
Exactly. And, fantastic.
Oh my!
I don't think. The most important thing is always keeping it real. I never liked heavy metal, and you want to know why? And probably not, and you'll probably all disagree. But it was so easy to play. It was like, but then again, everything is, and then I had to realize when I'm saying that in my mind, I even have a country song. which is like that whole Roy Orbison kind of weird or whatever,
Yeah.
Jim Reeves back in the day. But, I'm like, wow, and you get crazy, and I can't scream too loud or my mom will wake up, but, because I'm visiting her right now. But the whole thing about it is, that's why I wish everybody would take a second and go.
Hey, Killa, remember, Killa. It's real simple.
Killa. Oh, which brings up this. You remind me of the original Real Radio, okay? And I know it's original Rick, Killa Crush, and you're listening to Rick Roberts on DMR.
Or local and unsigned music.
You know what's cool about that? It's strange because nobody would believe it, but on Facebook alone, I had 147,000 views of my video, 147,000 on YouTube, and it got hacked. And so did my email. So I had to shut it down. Basically, in other words, I couldn't get into it. And YouTube wouldn't listen to me. Email wouldn't listen to me. Google, and nobody got back to me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to put my song Swingin' Johnson, which is on my page. All you have to do is scroll down. If you look up Jarid Scott Cook, Jarid Scott Cook, COOK, on my page.
Better yet, all you have to do is type it into that little search bar. Swinging Johnsons. Boom.
And that's why when you have good friends, that matters more than the money behind it. And just make sure when you play your music, you keep it fair. So anyway, I did this album called Music from Mars. And what I did was, I shouldn't say this, but, go check it out. Killa Crush. Killa Crush. Crush. But, you got to check it out on your favorite platform of any music platform app possible.
What's
there.
really funny is you actually did a McDonald's commercial. Just for the fun of it, didn't you?
Yeah, maybe it was subconscious. Maybe I'm being a thief. But, the whole thing is, you got to hear, just a little bit of it, and you're going to find that when you hear something, you might like it.
No kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jarid Scott Cook on the DMR.
DMR Music Radio #1.
Thank you, sir, and it was a great interview. Got music, got more. Keep listening right here. This is Original Rick.
This is Jarid Scott Cook from the band Killa Crush.
Saying good life, good love, good night.
All facts or fictions cannot be construed as truth, but is used for entertainment purpose only. Music is sent to us through DelmarvaMusicRadio@gmail.com and Facebook.com. All music is original content of the artist, copyright Delmarva Music Radio, Blue Rock Productions, Bolus DJs, and Fresh Sound Digital.
Sexy as am I still square. Say what you I wanna, don't really care about it. Say what you I wanna, don't really care about it. You're alone and I can't see you there. I don't even wonder why you're here. I want you, you wanna, don't really care about it. You want you, I wanna, don't really care about it. Whether you two wish fame, wanna get it all and let it treat you right. Hurry up and make it do the same. Turn it up and get it all and let it treat you right. Hurry up and make it do the same. Turn it up and get it